Hello everyone. My book review is on the book Beyond the Hole in the Wall, Discover the Power of Self-Organized Learning. So, the authors explain and describe how children learn to navigate their way through a foreign object. A vital part of technology is a computer. They explain how children in rural parts of India teach themselves how to use a computer and teach others with no experience or knowledge on the piece of technology. The book Beyond the Holes in the Wall, Discover the Power of Self-Organized Learning explains how children taught and organized themselves to use and master this new piece of technology and how it improved their academics in more than one way. Sugata Mitra was born and lived in India. He was part of a group that studied the project of self-organized learning throughout technology and traveled to many other different countries in support of this study. The book discusses how children taught themselves how to use technology. Children at a very young age can make discoveries and teach others. This type of organized learning is not taught, but it is learned that it is innate within the child. The growth and development of academics that children developed as well as self-taught and organized on their own. The purpose is to show how children can learn and grow as long as the opportunity is there. In the book, it explains and describes how computers were placed in a hole in the wall, and it gave easy access to all children to use them and how they mastered them. Learning new information through technology isn't as complicated as society thought it could be. This book discusses how children learn to use a computer and access many programs that it has to offer. Children were learning how to surf the web and gain information through that. They were learning how to master the programs that the computer had. They were learning information about the icons and what they believed it stood for and how they memorized that. Children from India, England, Colombia, and Uruguay are just a few countries that participated in this project that allowed researchers to learn that self-organization and emergence led to learning. The question remained, are children learning through this process, and if so, how do we explain this process and its natural occurring sequence that it has on groups of children that are participating and exposed to this type of research? These children that had the opportunity to use the computers that were located in a hole in the wall were learning and sharing information with each other without any help or assistance from any adult. These children were sharing information with children that they didn't know. It didn't matter their demographics or what part of economic society they were from. They all learned the same way and were curious in the same way and shared that information if they saw that another child was having any type of difficulty. Regardless of their educational background, they were helping each other, thus organized learning. In the book, the author points out that education is a process of self-organization. The author explains how the question of self-organization can lead to children learning and comprehending the material that they encounter. The point of emergence is dominant in this book. It is often discussed how that type of behavior is connected to learning. If learning is an emergent phenomenon, then the teacher needs to provide stimulus, lots of it. So, this quote is explaining how we can have the environment, but we can have the resources, but we need to create the environment and make sure that it's always changing, which will allow children to grow and thrive and learn. This question is brought up often. How do we remain progressive and continue to create an environment for students that is stimulating for learning? Allowing children to work and scaffold off each other will help create an environment of self-organized learning. Technology plays a huge role in this topic throughout the book. Children work together in small groups, have a more successful experience in learning. Allowing them to be in control and develop roles amongst each other enrich their learning process with technology as well as their ability to lead. Experimental results show that children who are left to their own devices to work in groups and use their internet can quickly and effectively attain educational objectives. Children working together and organizing their educational goals is beneficial to their growth and development. I found this book very enlightening. The author focused on how technology and allowing children to self-organize their learning has proven to be very beneficial, not only to the children but to the educators as well. This project and research has benefited so many children throughout the world and encourages them to further their education and thrive. Using technology as a tool for learning is beneficial to children and educators. Technology is growing, and it is important that we encourage children to learn and grow through the rise of technology. I would definitely recommend this book to anyone who is interested in being progressive in their education and in their lives. Thank you very much.